Hello and welcome. How are you doing? This is Gbogbo Swagger. Trust you're good. How was your day? Hope you're keeping well. Okay, so right now we're actually in Nigeria, and then today the national grid decided to, go off the radar. But we're still going to have fun, and we're still going to have a wonderful time together while while we do this. So welcome to Swagger's Lifestyle. This is Gbogbo. Trust you're good, hope you're fine. And then this is your favorite host, Gbogbo Swagger. So today we are going to have a wonderful discussion and an amazing one. And we're talking to someone that is amazing at the same time. So I'll just ask her to please introduce herself. She also has a YouTube channel. So you guys should all, subscribe to her channel and all of that. So please, could you just introduce yourself and let's take it from there.
My name is Olakbeju. I am an IT consultant. I'm a child of God. I love God. I love to sing and sing songs of worship. Like Gbogbo Swagger said, I have a YouTube channel where my husband and we host a 5-minute worship session every other Thursday. And I'm here to have fun, to talk to you and to listen to comments and share experiences.
Yeah, we're actually going to have a wonderful time. So more or less, like when things happen, you just find a way to, go around it and then have fun. Because today is going to be very, very interactive. And we're going to have our audience join us in this session so that we would have fun together. So today we're talking about advantages of studying abroad versus your home country. So anybody that is here connecting from Kenya, connecting from Canada, connecting from Rwanda, wherever it is you're connecting from, you just have to, talk about if you've studied home and you've studied abroad, then you tell us about the differences, what you think and all of that. Because trust me, there are pros and cons to this thing. So what do you think, Pedro?
Well, like you said, there are pros and cons, and everybody, different strokes for different folks, I would always say. And, you can put two people in the same situation, but they will have different experiences. So I'm going to talk, so I just want to give that caveat, and I'm going to talk based on my experience. So no one should come for me if they've had different experiences. So I have both. I have and my experience in a Nigerian university, and I have my experience in a British university in the United Kingdom. So I'll start from my experience with a Nigerian university, and Gbogbo Swagger, you can relate with me there. First of all, if you go to a Nigerian government, to be specific, government university, just forget about plans. You can't really plan and say, oh, I have this 5-year plan. I'm going to do this and then go to uni, do a 4-year course and then do NYC, and just forget about it. Your hands are in God's hands. Your life is in God's hands, to say. For example, went into uni, did a pre-degree, and then spent the next 6 years doing a 4-year course. Why did we spend 6 years? Strikes upon ASU strike. ASU is the body that looks after the university staff, lecturers, and it was an experience, for me there. Another thing I experienced, the lecturers. I need to be careful here. Some of the lecturers can, I don't have any other words.
I know you don't want to use the word that they are demonic.
Some of them can just be heartless. They can just use words that will make you feel like, you're nothing. I remember vividly, there was this lecturer that looked, I can't even remember the course. It was like something about building some models and things. It was just like a basic stuff. And I took my things to him to look at. And the guy just looked at me in the eye and said, "You are a dullard. You can never make it." I said,
oh my days.
I'm telling you, that's how it is there.
Wow.
And you know, it wasn't anything to me because I was already used to that kind of language and people
and the
who are in
backlash.
the position of authority over you in especially in the educational environment, saying things like that to you. And that's what I'm sure a lot of people online who have gone to Nigerian schools, universities, who can relate to that. They just say, someone will tell you, you are a child of doom, you are a child, you're, you know, those kind of things that they say. And I just left.
You will not talk and say you will not amount to anything.
Exactly. They say things like that. And then I just left his presence and I made sure that because before that encounter, I would always be, oh, this good student, I would go to class, be at the seat at the front and all that. But after that, I made sure I became scarce, and that man, I made sure I didn't let that man, you know, see me or mark my face. Because once they mark your face,
you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You have a target on your back.
Exactly, yes. And then I went on to pass his course excellently because the man did not know me. And then there's another, I had a different experience where this lecturer just took a liking to me because he said, "Oh, you're very intelligent." And what did he use my intelligence to do? To be typing for him, to be typing his thesis, his PhD thesis. I used all my life to be typing for this man. Once he sees me, he will call me and say, "You know, you're very intelligent. You can use the computer. You can use the come and type for me. Type. And after I typed for this man for years, this man now told me that you are very, very intelligent, but I don't think I can give you the score that you deserve, so that people will not think
what?
People will not think
he's favoring you.
Exactly. And this man marked me down because of that. And you can see exactly. And you know, this kind of situation, a young girl, who would like go and report to or say, "Oh, this man," and in Nigeria, an adult's words against your words always carry power. I don't know how it is now, but at the time when I was in the university, that was how it was. When the adult says this, that is what it is. And there were good times, I had good experiences. The people I met, you know, I would never trade them for anything in this world. That I would say that's the only thing I really gained from Nigerian university.
I don't think so. I think there is more. So, but before I go to that aspect, I would like to welcome everybody that, you know, is online. So welcome. This is Swagger's Lifestyle, and welcome to our live session. So I have some people sending in their comments already. So I will just quickly take that. So Candy Musa says, we are live. Yeah, we had a wonderful session with her on Saturday. The video is actually on my channel. You could actually go and watch it. It's a very wonderful session. We had Tosan's University. She smiled. Hello, Tosan, welcome. We have Nifemi Fagbon. Yay, my ladies. Okay, good to see you. And she's staying last soon, so I think she's guessed your school. Yeah. So we have who is this? We have Kandi Musa. My uncle attended ABU to study economics, and he spent 7 years. Oh my days.
That's what we're talking about.
Extra 3 years.
Yeah.
So we have Nifemi. Nifemi has just been laughing, and then Kandi says, secretary student.
my dear, that's it too.
So I want to pick your experience and talk about it in the sense where I feel, although it is wrong for them to talk down on students and all of that, but I feel that when he did that, it actually set you in motion to be able to succeed, because you said you came out very, very well in his course. So what do you think about that? Say most times when you attend this Nigerian university and your lecturers get to talk to you anyhow and all of that, you become very determined to prove a point, to say, I am not what you say I am. So what do you think about that?
And Swagger, I will agree and disagree on that, because that worked for me because of the kind of person I am, or I was at the time. And I was already, I knew I was intelligent, and my dad used to tell me I was intelligent. So his words did not really do me anything because I already had that from the home, from my home. If it was another person who did not have that reassurance from home that they were intelligent, and if they weren't even sure of themselves, if they were looking for that validation from this person they are calling their lecturer, who should be giving them knowledge, they would have believed what that person said. They would have believed it a lot, and it has happened to a lot of people. They believed the wrong things that have been said over them, and it just took them downhill. And so it's the two sides to the coin. There are some people that, tough, had nothing, no matter what anybody says, I am going to make it. In fact, just be firing me arrow. I will use those arrows as
and then climb up. Yeah,
exactly. But again, there are some, so we need to be very careful. There are some people who these things are spoken to them, and they never recover from it. So I will never, I can never justify that behavior in any way or any form. It is not acceptable. It should not be acceptable. It should not be celebrated, period.
Okay, so from my own aspect, I feel that it is good for a child to have probably like a first degree in his or her own home country before traveling abroad for further studies. Why? Okay, let's say we're using Nigeria as as a case study. Now, when you can say that when you went through that Nigerian university, you became determined, you became strong, you became dogged concerning certain things, you became alert, you understand? And that even helped you when you went to further your education outside the country. So what do you think about that? Because I have like a list of pros that, studying in your home country could actually help. Because, for example, if you're leaving Nigeria or you're leaving, let's say, Kenya to go to Russia or Germany to study, there's language barrier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there are some universities where you have to learn in their own language. So you have, okay, for example, we had a guest coming to talk to us about a book that she wrote. And she actually schooled in Morocco. She had to do French for a year. So it was stressful. So there's the language barrier. There's a case of language barrier. So you learning a language as an adult is difficult. So what do you think about that?
So I will agree with you on the experiences in our home countries, preparing us, giving us that tough skin for when we go somewhere else. It's just almost like the case of someone has been in a bad situation or been in the desert for a long time, and someone just comes with ice cream, and they, or someone has been using grinding stone to grind pepper for long, and someone brings blender to them to blend. That was how it was for me, because in the Nigerian university, you will read, you will go at night, you will read just to make it, not even to get excellent score, just to make it. And you read and you pray on top of it that the lecturer would be in a good mood when they are
marking your script. That's
exactly.
True.
But in the UK, when I was studying, oh my days, it was so easy for me to grasp concepts because I had gone through that painful experience of learning things in a certain way. And when this easier way was brought before me, it was just easy. And that's why you see, it's not just me, you see a lot of Nigerians, they study in Nigeria, come here, and they're having distinctions, first class.
Yeah, that's true.
And in Nigeria, they are failing. Why are they failing in Nigeria and having first class? Yeah.
Because in Nigeria, there's so many factors. There's a factor where the lecturer, like you said, when they turned you to a secretary, and he said, okay, because you've been helping him to type, he's going to mark you down. But the truth is that he's supposed to have given you the scores that you deserve. So most times it happens that way, because there's the case of victimization. There's the case of sometimes they even give the script to probably someone in a lesser level than you are, or probably in a higher level than you are. I'll tell you a case that happened to me in school. So there's this particular course that I did in 200 level, and the course happened to be like a borrowed course from engineering, and everybody knows that man. In I can't remember the particular course, but everybody, even engineering students, they know that man. So we had to do that course in 200 level. Apparently, the man had to be coming in from Ekpe to Ojo. If I remember, I would say his name. And if you are in the comment section, and you can make, in fact, you understand. You went through all of that process with me, and then during the exam and everything, I did the exam so well, passed and all of that. But he gave it to his boy. The boy at the time happens to be like a senior, classmate of mine in 300 level. And so because the guy was asking me out and I said no, the guy said, let me see how you will pass this course. And I was like, why would you do that? So there was the case of victimization, and the guy ended up failing me. But who would you report to? Who would you tell? Nobody. So it's like when you're doing this and you're reading, and somebody's telling you, you must date me. And you're saying, no, I'm not going to date you. And the person ends up failing you. And I said, no problem. I would rewrite that exam again. And then after so many years, when the guy became maybe born again or some born again or probably changed, he sent me a message on Facebook and he was apologizing. But you almost ruined my life because of dating. So most times people go through things like that. And then when they go abroad, or definitely in Nigeria, they teach you theory. Sometimes you do not understand, but you will cram it and you will just carry it back and, water it down. So there are so many factors, I think. There are so many factors. And then the fact that there is already this foundation of you reading, because, okay, let's take a look at first class students. Most of them don't have a social life. Mm. If you are a first class material in a federal government university, what time will you have to be doing other things? You'll be buried in your book. Why? Because you'll be thinking, I think, sorry to say, your brain becomes an octopus. If they bring this question in this way, I will treat it from this angle, to the end that my mark, I will get it. You get what I'm saying? So I think that is the challenge. And the fact where you just keep reading. So when you go abroad, and it's more or less like this life, no hard. It's not this deep. Nice. You just see them flying high. So let's take comments. So Kadi Musa says, that's the importance of good parenting, assuring your children that they are good enough. So whatever anyone says to them outside wouldn't matter, which is true. So even in parenting, even when you have those kids go to the university and all of that, let them have this bond and relationship and friendship with you, that they can come back to you and say, my lecturer says this, but you are assuring that child that, no, you are better than this. This is who you are. And she says, I didn't have experience with Nigerian university. I moved to the UK from my A-levels. But one thing I know is that I experienced cultural shock. We're coming to that. Okay. I had no confidence, especially when it came to presentation in front of anyone. You see? So if she had actually studied in Nigeria before going to the UK, I think she would have actually scaled that. So one thing I know is that I had access to abundance of resources to help me make the learning journey smoother. Well, probably maybe because you were able to meet friends and all of that. But for some people, it's different. What of you people that are studying in countries where racism is high? What would they do? They're all left to themselves. They're all left alone, no support, no community. And sometimes when you send a child abroad, when the child is still young, who would actually put that child in check?
That's an important thing that we need to talk about. I see lots of parents send their children abroad when they're so young without any guardian in that country looking after them. And there have been numerous sad stories of the children going downhill, going into drugs, going into all sorts, following the bad crowds and all that. No, it could go either way. Just like we said earlier, it depends on the child and the parent. You know your child. You know if this child is someone who has is easily swayed left or right and can stand their ground and go in the path that they're supposed to go in. And there are some children that you just never know. At home, they could be these saints, and then once you give them just a little bit of freedom, it just turns to something else. So I would advise any parents that are sending their child abroad to study. Young children, for example, I think in Nigeria, from 16, their children go into the university. And I've seen some who have sent their children abroad from 16. They should have guardians. They shouldn't be left alone. Freedom in a different country is it can turn you into something else. Yeah, and even for adults in a different country, it's not like Nigeria. Everybody sees you, and your church is a stone throw away, and you have to behave. Even if you don't want to behave, you must behave. Not to talk of a child that is far away from eyes. That's very dangerous, and it has very, very dire consequences.
Okay, so another thing I was going to talk about is, because our lecturers in the home country are regarded as teen gods. Now, if you're watching from other countries, please, give us your your experience, because here in Nigeria, I'm using Nigeria as a case study because I'm here in Nigeria. They're like teen gods, so there's a respect. When you see them, you are almost kneeling down or crawling on your leg to greet. If not, you are in trouble, because you just don't want to enter one chance. You understand? So I think they are seen as the head of everything. Like, it's more or less like the war is between them and you. So even if you go to report, you're reporting to the same breed of people, because they would definitely mess you up. Yeah. So people rarely see or get, let's say, justice for different things that they've been through in that system. So with that, they teach you respect. And with that, you get disciplined, because when you're coming into class, you're dressing properly, because you don't want to be selected. You don't want them to put an eye on you and all of that. So people they're like this in class. They take notes and all of that. So I think things like that has actually helped them even live their life it has molded them sort of to live their life with respect and discipline. What do you think?
I think that there is a good in it, but there is also bad in it, because it's not just respect, it's also they are forcing like a dominance. They're forcing themselves, they're putting you down and telling you whatever I say goes. And that has really messed up a lot of Africans, Nigerians in the Western countries. At work, in the office, at school, sometimes not even Nigeria, even Indians, because Indians, they are Asians, they have they have that respect culture, and you will see it that is different. You see how they behave in the workplace. They don't want to exert their authority. They just keep on bringing themselves down, and they are usually overlooked for top positions because of this.
Of that.
Yes, because the company does not believe that you can lead people. The company does not believe that you'll be confident enough to give feedback,
instructions and feedback.
When you need to delegate, we don't know that you can do that. When you need to fire people that are not doing well, we are not sure that you can do that. because you only want to respect and let there be peace. You don't want trouble with, so that I see that a lot, and that's the bad side of it.
So how then do you create a balance? So go to your home country school and then go abroad and get exposed, and you'll be able to balance the two, or what do you think?
The thing is, those people perpetrating that behavior should stop, because it is not healthy. That is the only way. That is the only way. Exactly. They
I
need
like
to
that.
stop it. Yes, because let me tell you, in Nigeria, I went through that. I came here, I was in the university, there was this lecturer that was assigned to me for a project I was supposed to do. This man, I rarely saw him. He was always away, maybe going to speak here and there, and time was going for me. And I went to meet another lecturer, and I told him, I need to change this person because he's wasting my time, and can you be my supervisor instead of this person? And he said, oh, sure, I'll do that. There's no problem about that. And I went on and I excelled in that. Imagine, if I was in Nigeria, I won't be able even to imagine that kind of thing, to say I want to go and change my lecturer from where to where. Exactly. How? In Nigeria, I did project, is it not 4 or 5 copies? You have to print hard copy with hard copy. I took all these projects to my supervisor. He signed it. And that's result. Where's my result? I went to meet the man. I said that I don't know you. I don't know you. You don't know me. You don't know me. So this is your signature in my project. I said, how come about that? He said there's nothing you can do that he does not know.
How come about? I think that was the joke of the century. How come about that? How?
And this was a top person, and that's what we're saying, because we respect them so much. He's a top person. Who else do I go to report, to say thing and
that's the problem. I think we really need to do more in our education system. We really, really need to do more. And then now there's the case of what's it called? Oh, I had my own project issue too. That one, maybe I would bring up that topic maybe in the course of our discussion. Okay, so we have more comments. So let me just quickly take it. So Candy says, we call our lecturers by their first name. Yeah, about that, there's this particular YouTube channel I was watching, and it's actually about studying in the Philippines. And someone said something and they said something like how they do appraisal for their lecturers. And I was like,
yeah.
What? Appraise what? Say yes, they do appraisal for each lecturer. I said, appraisal. Then another person was telling me how sometimes if the lecturer is late, the lecturer comes and apologizes. I said, in this world or another, they said in this world it happens. So, okay. So she said we have conversations like we are pals. Yeah. You have conversation with your lecturer like you are pals. Okay. I disagree. It is more of fear than respect. Okay, when we're talking about the issue of respect, I think she's correct. Yeah, because you are scared, you are afraid. You don't want to be tagged as I will show you, we will deal with you. Yeah, so that's true. So we have House of Jamila. Oh, you're welcome to the show. Okay, so she said about Nigerian lecturers, it is not respect that is earned. It is not respect that is earned. They are unnecessarily high-handed without impacting beneficial knowledge. They should be stopped.
Yes, that is it.
You're very correct. 100% correct. Candy was busy laughing. So Jamila said, I don't know you. Imagine that after signing. Okay, so Onajake Mamos, you are welcome to the show. So he said, Apollo what? No before. Okay, apologize what? Not before Nigeria, which is true. But I think we really need to develop that culture. The fact that, okay, we have cases where you see some of your lecturers in or your teachers in secondary school, and when you see them probably when you are in the university, you are looking at they're happy seeing you, and you're looking at, see that man terrorizing me at the time. Look at how he is now, and all of that. So sometimes even it gets as far as you and that particular teacher will be attending master's class together, and you're like, see a person teaching me biology, physics, and you are here doing what I will show you. So people, this lecturer should know that they are dealing with humans. They are dealing with human beings. Things change in life. So you can't just continue, treating people like trash because maybe they are holding their life for the next 5 years, or probably maybe they're even just taking one course or one particular course in maybe their whole 5 years or 7 years because of strike. And then you feel that you can hold them and say you will not graduate in this school. I think they really, really, really need to do better. So there's another thing I wrote down here, and I said how when you go to a Nigerian university, you become refined like gold that has passed through fire.
Why do we like to suffer? That's my question to you. Why do we like hard way?
I think it's the national thing.
Well, must we go through that fire, like you say? It doesn't happen. There are other ways that we can do this thing. And the thing is, these lecturers, some of them, that's all they've known. That was the kind of system they passed through. And they haven't thought to break the cycle and be better for the next generation. And it will just keep going on and on and on like that if nothing is done. Because the people who have experienced it now, if they become lecturers, they will want to do the same thing.
And worse.
Yes, exactly that. Did my own lecturer, do you know what I went through? I will show you. That, this, especially we in Nigeria, when we have just small power like this. And it's in every sector. We see it everywhere, and we need to stop it. As we're raising the children, like we said on Saturday, we're talking about the family. In the family, how are these people raised? How do they behave? When we are talking to the children, when you ask them, you say, "Get me that thing, my friend. Could you get that for me, please?" When you do something bad to the child, you apologize. To teach
I can't see a Nigerian parent telling their child, "Can you get that for me, please? Go and bring it. What do you think you are doing?" But this one now is a UK way of training you. Can you get that? True. Sometimes would you see your parent telling you please or sorry?
That's the thing. It has happened to me, and I know what it has done to me, and I want to change it. That's the point I'm trying to make for these lecturers as well. Let's start from the home, the way we raise them, the way we address people, so they know that it's not okay to go and talk to people outside in a certain way. Yes, you speak to people with respect, because you can meet them anywhere tomorrow. Don't put yourself as the alpha and omega of just a university. It's not the whole world, though.
Olapeju, can I talk, please?
Yes, madam.
Oh, great. So we started learning already. Thank you for that, please. Okay, so another point that I actually have here is, now, most people that studied in the federal schools or the public schools, but now I think is seeping into some of the private schools, is another thing that has helped is it makes you alert. Why? Because there's a case of cultism. So when you are going to school, you are going like this, looking left, looking right, looking in front, looking backwards, because you never can tell. Anytime, boom, there can be crisis. So it has taught you to be alert and aware of your surroundings and your environment. So that actually helps even when you actually enter life as a whole. What do you think about that?
I think, yes, you are correct. That it has helped in that way to be at alert. But again, every society, what is the government taking tax for? To protect its citizens. People on the streets, people in the universities, Universities need protection from all these cults. It's the same thing as the people outside of the university environment needing protection from people who can harm them. We shouldn't live our lives in fear that we cannot just walk from here to here without being harmed. I'm not saying it's just in Nigeria that these things happen. It happens in other parts of the world, but you there are places you can report these things to. But in Nigeria, you go and tell, who will you tell that Curtis is following me or this person is harassing me? They will even be asking, why are they they will even be wanting to know whether you two have put your hands inside something evil. They'll be victimizing the person that is the victim. They'll be trying to turn things around. But let me not start.
So I have what's it called, an experience that happened to me in school. I would talk about that, but I just quickly want to take comments. So we have Christ Family Evangelical Mission. You're welcome. So even in the US, students do appraisals for their lecturers. Wow, that's a good thing. Candy is laughing. I think today she's really like, yeah, So that's the Nigerian way. They believe suffering yields results, which is true in Nigeria. If you do not suffer, they feel you don't have to have that result. So sometimes when things come very easy to me, I'm looking at it somehow that is okay. What's happening here? I think there's a problem. There's something hidden. But hello, it just happened. So yeah, you're very correct. You're very, very correct with that. So Candy said, yes, so my son will tell you to say please if you don't. My chest.
Yes. So he knows, he expects you to respect him. And that is it. That is how human beings should be. I respect you, you respect me. And they should be able to recognize when someone is not giving them the respect that they deserve. They shouldn't accept just anyhow, behavior.
I'm learning a lot here. Oh, your son will ask you, please say please. Okay. Candy says very right. Pedro Christ Family says, well, let's say these issues happen in government universities, not private universities. Well, there are cases of private universities where they have issues of victimization. They have issues of the lecturer telling the girl how I need to sleep with you and all of that. So the lady reported and, it came out to limelight and they had to sack the lecturer. So I think it happens both ways. It's more prominent in the public university than in the private university, but it happens actually. So let me tell you about my story. So when I was in school, one day I got a text message from an unknown number, and the text said, you have 24 or 48 hours to vacate the premises. If not, we are going to take care of you. I said, okay. Immediately I saw it. I started shaking. I started shivering, instant sweat. Vacate the university. Apparently, they were cult guys. I don't know who the person was because it was unknown. There was no number, and I got the text message. I carried my bag. I first left school. I carried my bag. I went home. I called my brother. I said, see. And I went home. When somebody was seeing message from nowhere, even if it was a prank at the time, which I do not think it was, this is what happened to me. So where do I start from? So with prayers and all of that. So we now went to go and meet another, shout out to BC. BC was there, BC Adegabi, shout out. So we actually knew, because some of our classmates, there were some that were into that, kind of life. And then I went to meet BC, see what happened and all of that. So BC went to, meet some people and all of that, and they had a conversation. And they now brought back a feedback to me, and they said that they are saying, who am I? That when I'm walking like I own the school. Who am I exactly? Identify yourself.
I said, how you used to bounce that time now.
But I was just bouncing now. And they say that me, I'm even flying their color. I say, which color? When God created the world, did he create a color for a certain part of people? What's this? You know? And they go, and they were even saying, as far as, who am I even dating that is giving me big chest? I say, little me, that people think that I have gra, but I'm a very soft person. So she now goes and, to tell the person to mediate with them and say how, no, I'm just an ordinary person, there's nothing to me. She's just, a tomboy, because at the time I was a tomboy. She's just a tomboy and all of that. The person now says how one of their dons or something wants to date me. Money, I'm a child of God. I can't date all those people. No, I can't do that. If I'm not even here to date, I'm here for studies and all of that. And then the next thing is, he said how we should just, arrange, they would drink go solve them and all of that. I should pay for drinks and all of that. Yes. So even when that case happened to me, even after they solved it, the trauma that I went through, the trauma. If somebody taps me from the back, I get, because I'm like, they have come for me. That was how it was. So sometimes I don't even go to school to read. Read what? I read in my house. I don't go to school to read. I don't even go to school if I do not have lectures, except if I have lectures. And if it's 5 minutes to the time of the lecture, that's when I will enter school. Immediately the lecturer is leaving, I'm carrying my bag and I'm leaving. So in as much as it made me alert, the being alert is actually a fearful one, because it made me afraid. I was scared for my life. Yeah. Do you understand? So yeah, over to you.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It just put like a form of paranoia in you. So we shouldn't be living our lives expecting harm to come to us. And it's a, and you as you were talking, I was just remembering something similar that happened to me. I had to also leave school. I didn't know anyone to help solve the issue, so I stayed off. I was going, remember when I started going coming from home?
Yeah, I remember that time.
So I had to be away because it became serious. I would be accosted anywhere at school. If I was walking with a male person, someone would just appear from somewhere and say, "Why is this person with you?" Why? You imagine that kind of life.
You understand?
And who will you report to? They will say, "You too. What have you done with them?" So, like we said, yeah, we should be able to. We should live in a society where, even if those things happen, because you may not be able to run away from them, we should be able to report those kind of things to somebody and be rest assured that it will be dealt with. Just like you mentioned in the private university, even though that lady had the situation with the lecturer, she was able to report it and the school did something about it. But we don't have that in government universities. Well, if you say something, you just know it's either nothing will come out of it. Trouble.
Or you'll be in trouble. Yeah, you're very correct. And I like the point where you said how when things like this happen, probably maybe you are still studying in a university, or you're thinking of, taking your child to study in a private or a public Nigerian university or home university before sending that child abroad. Ensure that that child could actually talk to you or has somebody that he or she trusts. Because I would say shout out to my brother, as in he's the one I run to, because we actually went to the same university. So I would just say, and he's a prayer warrior. I would just say, we have to pray, see what's happening. And I think I practically prayed my way through school. Trust me.
There's no other way.
There's no other way. So let's take comments. So, Sweet Oster, welcome. Sweet Oster said, seriously, with a question mark. So I think maybe she was talking about, or she's referring towards maybe what's it called? Maybe telling your child please or something. Maybe that's what she's referring to. I don't know. So Candy says Funke the Don, please. So House of Jamila said, yes, so Funke and the bounce. Identify yourself. Oh yes, I know. Yeah, I used to bounce then in the university. Oh, no, I thought about that. Welcome to the show. She said, big chest on God's connection. That's true. Because as a child of God, I carry God. So yes, I walk with confidence and all of that. So Onajake, your message was retracted. Retracted. Ike Chukwu, you're laughing. Welcome to the show. Oluwatosin says, for me, I think studying abroad gives you broader perspective in your area of study, as you have students and lecturers from different countries coming with their own unique perspective. This helps a lot. Onajake, you're very correct. We are going to go into that because I have like a list of why you should actually study abroad. So Onajake Mamu says, when you be here, high five. Okay. I don't know what that means, but high five. Adeluwa Buwade says, they wouldn't have been able to escape the fire. But now that's my sister. that's the tongues. But okay, so let's go straight to the advantages of actually why you should, take your child out, or why you as a person should study abroad. So it helps improve communication skills and language skills when you have to learn a second language. What do you think?
Yes, definitely. It will force you to know how to express yourself. Here, when I came in uni, I didn't have to change my mode of communication because I was just myself. I was talking normally the same way I was talking in Nigeria, and because we're just a bunch of students from different places and we had nothing to prove to each other. So that went. But when I went into the real world on my job, I had to learn how to express myself in a way that the message I'm trying to pass across is what the hearer receives. Sometimes the way we talk, even our body language in Nigeria, sometimes can be perceived as something else in another environment. Even at the tone, sometimes some people say that, oh, these people, why are they not listening to us? Why are they saying they can't hear? They can't hear. They cannot, sincerely, some of them cannot hear because of the tone. Let me give you an example, like Yoruba words. There are many Yoruba words that have the same spelling, but different pronunciation, and they mean different things. Exactly. So you say maybe Ola, or Ife, or those kinds. So they mean different things. So when I'm just using my normal Nigerian accent to talk in the office, and they are not getting me. I wonder, what are they? Why are they not understanding? So one day I was in a meeting with a few people. I was now saying, put the asterisks there so that we can distinguish it. Put the asterisks. The person that was typing for me was like, he couldn't understand all that. I said, the asterisk. So someone now said, oh, she's trying to say asterisks. I said, wow. It's asterisk. So I then had to, that was when I realized that these people, they are not actually being mean. This is how they have learned their language. And it's not just the words, the words that the sound, the letters that we pronounce. Because, in Nigeria, they teach you to pronounce every single sound.
Everything, that's true.
Exactly. But it's also the tone that you use. That is what forms the language. And that's what I'm even still learning. I'm relearning English language, relearning how to communicate. Because in Nigeria, we have our own ways. For example, if you say, I'm sorry for you, it does not mean what we mean it to be is different from what here. We can't just say, I'm sorry for you here. Or if someone maybe sneezes, or maybe if something happens, I'll say, sorry. They'll say, no, you don't have to be sorry because you didn't do it. Yeah. But in Nigeria, we just say sorry because we are just showing concern. But, yes. So
I think that is culture shock. So maybe we'll come to that. So let me quickly take the next point. See, there's a course I did online actually from I think an European school. And I was waiting for the lecturer to, because an online course and all of that. And the next thing I saw is it was actually on communication. And they sent a video and said, watch this video and talk about it. I said, what this video and talk about? What is this? Even if it's maybe like sometimes you have the lecturer talk about maybe a particular topic. He does like a video that you watch and then, take the exam. I said, what? Now, the video in itself is actually like all this olden days movie. It's called the Odate or the Order or something like that. And there is no sound. And it was like a 10, 15 seconds video. But things happened in that video, but nobody was talking. Things were happening, and they said, talk about it. And I was like, talk about what? What is this? You understand? So now the style of teaching is different because they deal with case studies. Or some, they tell you, put yourself in a group and, talk about this and then come and present. So that is actually what I saw, because it's different from, what I'm actually used to. So what do you think about that?
Yes, I really agree with you, because the thing I found with the university is that they prepare you for what you're going to face in the
real
office,
world.
In the real world, really, because in the office now they maybe if there's a client they'll just tell you, give you like fuzzy requirements of this is what I want to, this is what I need. You need to use your brain to, the same way that the lecturer said, watch this thing for 15 seconds and talk about it. You need to kind of deduce what that person is trying to say, put it down, and then give it to them and say, is this what you mean? That's the training that you get. But in Nigeria, our training is bring out your textbook, say after me, and you start be writing. You are not even learning. You are making sure that you can write fast before the lecturer finishes talking, so that you will not have notes to copy.
And most of it is all theory.
Exactly. Imagine how I learned a computer science course took a computer science course in the university in Nigeria. And we're learning Fortran. We did not see computer at all throughout that course.
The computer is in your mind now. The computer is in your mind. The brain is like a computer.
I can imagine. But the course I did here, one of the courses I did here, I can still remember. I still remember the class and the way the man was teaching, and how in the lab, how he was helping. He even had a graduate assistant that was helping him. How that guy was showing me what to do. I still remember those things. But all I remember in the Nigerian exchange is just the suffering, the note copying, the insults. Do I know you? Who are you? You will not graduate from this university.
Sometimes they go as far as asking me, who is your father?
Yeah, why?
So please, if you're in the comment section and you have like different experiences you've been through, either in the Nigerian university or probably abroad or maybe in your home country, please share it in the comment section. I will read it and then we'll interact. So let me take quick questions and then quick comments here. So Caleb, welcome. Caleb Sabo Bishop, welcome. You said a great topic to pick. Loving this. Thank you for being here. So Candy said they actually don't understand us sometimes. So you have to speak in a manner they understand, which is very true. Oluwatosin says, "Ha, Olakweju, they have racist you with you have got an accent." So Candy is laughing. Gugwade Kechuku, you're welcome. He's laughing. Ibrahim Muhammad, hello Funke. Hi Ibrahim Muhammad, you're welcome. So Candy says the way I speak to my Nigerian brothers and sisters is totally different from the way I speak to the Brits.
Yeah.
And I think even be able to switch. You have to switch. Because sometimes you don't have some hello, speak up. Let me hear. What has some Like, is there a yam in your mouth? Things like that. So we have, okay, Wade Kechuku said, she said now all day. All day or something like that. Anyway, that's it. Idea is needed. Sweet Oster said Samuel and the hotel receptionist thought I said someone. She said Samuel and the hotel receptionist thought she said someone. How is Samuel and someone?
It should be Samuel. It's from here. I know that.
Samuel.
Samuel, yeah, few.
Samuel, we don't know it's Samuel. So Sweet Oster, please, it's Samuel, not Samuel. Samuel sounds like someone. Okay. Tirana School says, thanks so much for this discourse. Thank you, Pedro. Blessings to you. Thank you so much, sir. But Wade Kechuku says, to be honest, English isn't our mother tongue. Make them rest, I beg. Yeah, because sometimes you see some of these little skits when they're talking about different use of English, and you're like, Shogun Layeni, is this war? Is this life a war? Just leave it. So far you speak, they understand. So let's take a chill pill sometimes. Sweet Oster says, do I know you? I remember that so well. Oh my God. So Wade Kechuku says, an American would never pronounce Yoruba names the right way. Make them rest, I beg. Which is true. But English is their own language. So if you're studying in their own system, you should be able to adapt and you should be able to learn it. Because languages should be learned. Even Russia, there are some universities in Germany, Russia, and some Polish universities that they teach them with their own language. So you must learn the language. So it happens like that. So if you are going abroad to either study or to work, these are the things that you need to prepare yourself for. Oluwatosin says, yes, Funke, true. They encourage originality of thoughts. And yeah, okay, yeah, concerning that. An intrinsic perspective, they build your brain to think for yourself, which is true. You get critical thinking outside the box, unlike our Nigerian university is, within the box. In Nigeria, you have to do garbage in, garbage out, which is very true. So Tony Adewale, welcome so much. Welcome, Tony Adewale. It's good to have you here. Hello, Funke. Hello. Thank you so much for coming here today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. God bless. But Wade Kechuku says, in Nigerian university, A is for God. B is for the most intelligent students. C is for the lecturer's girlfriend. D is for the rest. Don't worry. I know that very, very soon we will change in this Nigerian university. Things will change very, very soon. So now another point that, has been raised is when you study abroad, it actually enhances your network because you meet different people from different countries. So you are exposed to different cultures and perspective. Yeah. What do you think?
That's 100%. The people I've met, I can call someone if I need, like to understand something, or someone that I've worked with in the past and has gone on to maybe another company in a different industry, and I'm trying to get into that industry. I can call them. I can message them. That some people still come, some people that we've worked together and, we built a that's before I continue. This one thing I need to say about Nigerian or African people abroad, working abroad. Please, you need to integrate. Don't just do your own and say, they are trying to, they are being racist. Some people are just silly. Some people are just, it's not always racism that is the problem. Some people when they don't know something, they don't know how to behave around it. So you can either teach them or, don't just ascribe racism to everything in this life, because we lose a lot when we do that. So to my point, we need to integrate. Just be yourself around them. When you are original, they want to know more. They want to be, be close to you. And they are really attracted to when they see that originality and you are bringing something to the table and you don't put this defensive front there, they are drawn to you. And the good ones are very good. They are very, very good. It's not, most of us Nigerians, we just stay with our people. Lunchtime, we stay with our people. We don't integrate. We don't integrate. We need to do that more because it will help us. So back to my point. People I've worked with in the past, I can contact them. Even some of my lecturers, I had to reach out to some of them to do some things for me recently, and they responded to me. They were very cordial and all that. And those people have different experiences. They will link you to this one, link you to that one. That's how it is. Yeah.
Wow. That's a very good one. So you get to see the world, because sometimes when you live and you explore and travel to new places, you get to see the world. You get to see the world, in a different light. You get to see different people. You get to see that the way you have been thinking about a certain thing, there's so many ways to think about that particular thing. And even their own way might be different and better than yours. So you get to see the world, and also you get to discover career opportunities abroad. And also you get to graduate early. 2 years is 2 years. Over to you.
Exactly. The duration they've said the course will take, that is the duration it will take. And you can plan based on that. And like you said, once you go into like an international job market and you have that experience, it's something that no one can take away from you. Because even in those Western countries, you meet not just people from that country, like someone commented, you meet people from different parts of the world that you work together. Even in some companies, you work with offshore people. Maybe your another office is in Australia, your clients are in America, the vendors are in South Africa. So, and you're working collaboratively. You're learning how to communicate with this kind of people, how to communicate with this kind of people, how to communicate with this, and then you network and you have their contacts. And when you leave that place and you go somewhere, you still take a piece of them with you. Exactly. So that's something that is you can't really buy with money.
You're very correct. So let's quickly take some comments. 100-fold business, you're welcome. Said this session is highly educative. Thank you so much. Kandi Musa, I think we are really cracking her up tonight. And some are genuinely curious and really want to know more about your culture. That's very true, because sometimes if we actually go on YouTube, you see some of them trying out our food, trying out our clothes, which is very, very correct. But Gbogbo Swagger says exposure is all, which is true. So there are some other things that we need to consider when we are going abroad to study, or probably maybe taking a course online. We need to consider the cost and expense, because by the time you convert the currency from your own home country to theirs, it's expensive. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, that's something a sensitive topic that when you want to get to a certain place, you need to list out the pros and cons. You need to look at your is it opportunity cost, or what do they call that thing?
Yeah, opportunity cost.
If you want a certain kind of things, you should be ready to invest a certain type of thing. Don't say it's too expensive. And there's some universities, not all universities in the Western world are expensive. And expensive is subjective based on the person that you're talking to. There are some that if research is and that's one thing that people don't like to. They don't like to research. They don't like when you say check this thing. They'll say check for me now.
Tell me what is there.
I said check this thing. Go. Do your Google is your friend. You will see lots. there's lots of information out there about. I even heard recently that in Norway there are some free universities. In Norway, you don't pay tuition there. That's amazing. And yeah, so
I think in Finland too.
Yeah, so that's new to me. So
all Scandinavian countries actually.
Exactly. So if what is important to you is that exposure which you can't buy with money, and that opportunity to be able to network, then do your research and just go for it. Research is key. And if you have the money the cash to throw, to go to Harvard and the rest.
All those Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
Okay, so how were you able to deal with culture shock? What were some of the culture shocks that you went through?
Like I said, for me in the university, I don't think I really experienced culture shock, because I don't know. And like I said at the beginning, I'm just speaking based on my experience, and other people could have had different experiences. I was just myself. In the hall of residence where I was, in the flats, there were 6 rooms. And in my flat, there were 2 other Nigerians.
Okay.
Actually, 3 other Nigerians. One was born in England. So she was not really Nigerian like that.
Nigerian like that.
There was 1 Indian and there was 1 American. And we're just friends. I will just talk normally. When I'm cooking, I cook egusi, I'll call all of them, come and eat egusi. I taught them how to eat, the American, the Indian, how to eat egusi, how to eat pounded yam, all those kind of things. I was just myself. Maybe the culture shock, I'll say, is that things were easier than I thought. And I was always listening out for, this place is too quiet. Oh, where's the generator? Where's the Oshodi? I can't hear anything like that. I can't hear Obalende CMS. I can't hear. What's going on? Some mornings I'll wake up, I'll be afraid that, what's going on? Where am I still in the world? Am I still alive? Because everywhere will be so quiet. That was my only main other thing. But for me, it was, I was just myself the first year. But where I really experienced the culture shock was, like I said, when I started working with other people. Exactly. I had to learn how to communicate properly. And I heard something, and I tried to use that as much as I can, that anyone who is communicating, the onus is on you to make sure that what you're trying to communicate lands at its destination the way you want it to land. What I'm trying to say is that when you communicate, you have to make sure that the person you are communicating to receives the message that you are trying to pass. Don't just say, I've said it, they should be able to understand. No, they're not magicians. They're not in your brain. They don't know what exactly you're trying to say until you make it plain to them. Then they replay it to you. They can say it the way you've passed it to them. So that's what I've been learning. I'm still learning, and I believe I'll continue to learn as I continue to interact with other people from other parts.
Okay, so we have a question here. Oluwatosin is asking that question. Okay, why is it that you require IELTS to study abroad when English is our official language in Nigeria? Secondly, why do you have to retake the test after 2 years? Is it that you have forgotten the English?
The thing is, this thing can be contested. I know people who have done this in universities, and some universities have started to listen to them. yeah, people have come with proof to let just like I said, some people just don't know. What they don't know, they don't know. They just believe if you're from a country that is outside of the European Union or outside of all those countries in the Western world, then maybe English is lacking. But when you can prove that you're for example, if you already have an undergraduate degree and it was taught in English, you can show your transcripts, you can show some things to prove it, then they will listen to you. You can contest it.
Oh, really? Thank you for that information. So, Film Corp Studios, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It says Gbogbo Swagger Lifestyle, great work. Thank you so much. Film Corp Studios still says where to go. Thank you so much. Adeoluwa says I feel IELTS is like our JAM, the same way JAM is valid for 1 year here. Caleb says, where is the generator? Wow, when you were talking about the culture shock. Well, then he mentioned Oshodi. We actually went through a lot. Okay, Lumi. Oh, Lumi. So welcome, Lumi. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So he said, well, Pat Mark girl, thank you so much. Way to go. I believe you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the encouragement. So Candy is saying, I don't know why you need to provide English proficiency, really. I didn't need to. And I know someone who just got admission in a UK university and didn't need to provide that. Well, our guest has actually said you could actually contest it and then they waive it. Candy says his NECO English result was enough. So maybe it has to do with the school that he actually got admission in, or maybe he was able to tell them that I studied in English, I was taught in English, and I don't really need to take that exam. So I think that is what you can actually do. So let us just quickly wrap this up, because we've had a very wonderful, wonderful discussion. And thank you so much to everybody that tuned in here, that commented, asked questions, shared their own experience. Thank you so very much. I would like to tell you that on Saturday, 9 p.m., we'll be here. And this time around, we'll be talking about what? Finances in marriage. I know that a lot of you would want to have that discussion. And trust me, you would actually enjoy the guests that we're bringing. So over to you, Kweju. In conclusion, what do you think? And let's know your thoughts.
First of all, I would like to thank you for this opportunity. I've had fun. I've had great fun. And like I said earlier on, let us break the cycle of everything that we have experienced that is not good. We've had bad experiences in different places that we've been, but we have the power to change it for the next generation coming.
Oh my days, I like that. That is just profound. Well, for me, I would say that when you have kids, or even probably as adults, try as much as possible that even if you studied in a Nigerian university, or maybe a university in your home country, try as much as possible to take another degree in a foreign or in another country's, educational system. Get to see how things are done differently. If you can travel. If you can't travel, you could take lots of courses online. There are free courses that you could take online and you will get certificates for it. And there are actually some other courses that you could take in the university as probably maybe master's level, PhD level, or probably BSc level online. So try as much as possible to diversify and see how things are done in other countries. And also, if you are here and you are a parent, try as much as possible. If you have to take your kid or your child outside Nigeria, maybe after secondary school, ensure that you research well. Ensure that child is taught properly, and ensure that you have made adequate, provision for the child. There are people that they can actually maybe adapt, make the adaptation process easy. People that they can talk to, maybe family members or maybe friends that you trust, and also help them to build good relationships. Over to you.
To me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm just going to write on the back of that. So when you decide to send your children, or when you get to that point where you have older children that you want to send to other countries, guardians, you can use guardians. If you don't want to, if you can't move with them to the other country, get guardians that you can trust to look after them. It's a great experience. Like I said, like I've been saying, it's a great experience to have that, be in that environment where you learn from people from different parts of the world, and then you move on to working in an environment where you work with people from different parts of the world. But let me just say one thing. There are some people who are, we can call them geniuses, and they can thrive anywhere. So this is maybe not for them. They thrive wherever you put them. So those ones are exceptions. And yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. So if we've been saying things that don't relate to maybe your own experience, you could be a genius and you've thrived where you are.
That's true. So Tirana School says, thank you so much, Funke, for anchoring the discourse. Thank you so much. And Sweet Oscar says, thanks, Pedro and Gbogbo Swagger, for sharing with us. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining this conversation. And in conclusion, I would like to say, if you have the funds and you need to take your child out, please do. Please do. Because the truth is that you are investing in that child's life. Because the educational system outside is different from the one in Nigeria. And even when you're taking them outside the country, ensure that you are taking them to a proper and a good school, so that you not just waste money at the end of the day and you're wondering that where did the money go. So do the research. And even if they have to go to universities where they have to learn a second language, prepare them, prepare their minds. Don't just send them off like that and they go there and they start struggling. No. And as much as possible, even you as an adult, ensure you do what? Personal development. Take that free course online. Do that, exam certification that you need to do. And at the end of the day, we keep building ourselves towards this wonderful career path that we are in. Thank you so much. But did you have any other thing to say before we wrap up for today?
I would also like to say that, we've been talking about getting education to do jobs. I just wanted to add that in there, that it's not only jobs that you can do with international education. Your business, it might be something that you've been having in mind to build up. You can use the network that you get from universities. I've seen people who they've teamed up with their co-students, and they've gone on to build great companies that are thriving well. And because for example, maybe someone that I teamed up with that is from maybe Australia, he knows XYZ people, his daddy works for XYZ company, and they can get us contact, they can get us investors to do this, that. You never know. So the opportunities are limitless when you put a child in that environment that helps them to thrive.
Oh, thank you for this very important point. This is very true. Thank you so much for that. So we have Azuka. That's my mom. She's the one putting all of this together. Thank you so much, ma. God bless you. After training abroad, let's go back to build the nation. In Japan season, a lot of people abroad, a lot of people in Nigeria are looking for how to run away, but that is actually true, because if we keep running away from our nation, who will build it? So I think when we go out to acquire that education, let's come back home and build our nation. Chinemeze, amazing discussion. Thank you so much, Chinemeze. You have been amazing. Thank you for putting this up and all of that. And shout out to my brother too. I had to run and use his house. Thank you so much for providing this location for us. I really appreciate it. So to everybody that tuned in, thank you so much. Please share this video. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. See you Saturday, 9 p.m. Till I see you next time, do take care of yourself, be good, and ensure you develop yourself personally. If you have to take your child abroad to study, research properly, God will make that provision possible for you to do all of that. Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you, Peju, for coming on. Thank you for everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you so much. Do take care and good evening. Bye.
Breathe.